Hey YouTube, my name is Emory and welcome back to my first year on T. This week we're talking about how we got our name. Since I don't have a lot to talk about on this topic, I think it's kind of a short story. My phone is dying and I have a lot to do because I'm preparing for top surgery next week. It is Thursday when I'm filming this. It'll go up tomorrow, which is Friday, and then my surgery is on Tuesday morning, the April the 10th. So it's coming up super soon and I'm going to be brief. So basically, I took a while thinking about my name. My entire life I kind of thought my name was weird, and I asked certain random friends to call me by my middle name instead of my first name because it's a more androgynous name. And so I had a lot of people call me by a name other than my first name forever, and I just never stuck with anything because it felt weird to ask somebody else to call me a different name. And then in high school, in like 9th grade, I had a bunch of people call me Kyle. I had like a period of time where I felt like Kyle was androgynous enough because there was a model on America's Next Top Model whose name was Kyle and she was female. And so I thought if there was a female named Kyle, I could give that excuse for why I was being called Kyle. But I just thought it fit me better because it was less feminine, and my friends who I asked to call me that did not care, and they just all called me Kyle, so I thought that was awesome. For a long time, I thought that would be a cool name for me. And then, as I got older, I kind of would bring up to my parents, who probably don't remember this at all, but I'd be like, what if, like, I went by the name I would have been called if I were assigned male at birth, which is Bryce. That was supposed to be Bryce Avery. It was supposed to be my name if I was a boy. And I just thought it could be an androgynous name. I was like, Bryce could be a cool girl's name, which I think so many traditionally masculine names could be cool girls' names, but that's beside the point. So I thought that maybe I could go by the name that my parents would have given me if I were a boy, and then it might be easier for them to catch on to. But then it never felt right. Like I wanted something different. It just didn't feel like it jived with me. And my name assigned at birth was so feminine that I was like, maybe I should go somewhere in the androgynous range since I do identify as non-binary, and maybe like a super masculine name wouldn't fit me as well. So I was thinking about a bunch of names, and I liked the idea of having an E name. And so I thought at first of Everett. I think was the first one that I tried out, and I tried it at like restaurants and things like that, and I tried telling people online to call me that, just so I could hear it used for myself, and it felt, everyone that I talked to about it anyway, I felt okay about it, but other people that I talked to kind of felt like it was overly masculine for me, which I don't know, it didn't really bother me, but anyways, I tried other names. So then I tried Emmett. I thought that was kind of a cool name. I felt like I could, like, people might shorten it and make it too feminine or something. And then my girlfriend said, why don't you try the name Emory, which I thought was really cool. And it seemed also kind of androgynous, which was nice, but it's traditionally a surname, like a last name. And then it was used first as a male name, and then now people are sometimes using it as a girl's name. So it's kind of been everywhere, and I felt like I could repurpose it as like a masculine but kind of androgynous name. And that's kind of how I found Emory. I had other people call me it, and it felt right, and yeah, I guess that's kind of how I got there. A big deal to me was trying these names out with restaurants. And by that I mean, like, when I would go to order food, I would give them the name I was trying out. So then when I would go to pick it up, they'd ask who the order was for, or they would ask me if it was for Everett, or if it was for Emmett, or whatever the name was. And so it was just kind of like a lead-in, and I got to try it out each time, and it felt right or it didn't feel right. And I did, back when I was trying Everett and Emmett, when people would call it out, I felt really uncomfortable about it, but I thought it was just because it was not my first name, like that I was assigned first. And so it was kind of interesting to have that feeling. But then when I switched it to Emory, I don't know if I just got used to trying out names, but it just felt more comfortable to me. And I was more easily able to like tell people that that was my name. So that's been cool. But then, since then, I have legally changed my name, as I've mentioned in my name change video, which I'll put in a card up here. I have legally changed my name, and so it's done. It's like on all my information and stuff. But now it kind of sucks because more people have heard of women named Emory for some reason, or they think it sounds more feminine if they've never heard it as a name before. And so it's kind of hard for me because I don't want people to think it's a girl's name and then assume I'm a girl. So that kind of sucks. I don't regret it necessarily. I think it's a good name for me and I think it fits, but especially before I went on T, I felt too feminine to go with a pretty feminine name, and so that was kind of hard. But I like it. I think it's good for me, and I'm gonna stick with it, obviously. So yeah, that's the story of how I got my name. So if you liked this brief video, click that like button. Comment down below and give me some good luck for top surgery. It's coming up so soon. So I'm assuming next week I will not be able to put up a video. We'll see if I'm like, I don't know, able to sit up and film a video on that Thursday. Maybe I'll do it, but probably not. So I might not see you guys for a couple weeks, and follow me on Instagram to see updates about top surgery recovery and stuff. I'll put it all down there. And subscribe so that you can see the next time that I pop up on the channel, since it won't necessarily be exactly next Friday. And I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye.